Will the Supreme Court throw out an impeachment complaint against a high-ranking official and at the same time shut the doors of justice to the people, even when there's a strong outcry for accountability? On August 1st, 2025, Tindig Pilipinas convenors Dr. Sylvia Estrada Claudio and former presidential advisor Teresita Ging Deles formally filed their motion for reconsideration before the Supreme Court. Their goal? To overturn the court's decision declaring the impeachment complaint against Vice President Sara Duterte unconstitutional. Dr. Claudio said, "If we don't pursue this fight, it's as if due process has lost all meaning. This isn't just about one official. It's about a system that allows impunity." Deles added, "It's the Senate that should judge the evidence, not the Supreme Court. This case shouldn't have been ended so abruptly. Where's the justice for the people?" On the side of lawmakers, Liberal Party list Representative Leila de Lima expressed that the Supreme Court's decision seemed to close the door on a democratic process. She said, "Filing a motion for reconsideration is part of due process. So we can't blame anyone, individuals, or even the House itself, if they start to consider filing impeachment cases against the Supreme Court justices themselves, especially if the process continues to be ignored." In an interview on One News Storycon, De Lima said, "I hope this doesn't escalate into a constitutional crisis, but we also can't turn a blind eye if the Supreme Court itself appears to be turning its back on the principle of checks and balances." Meanwhile, several senators, including Senator Kiko Pangilinan, Senator Bamakino, Senator Risa Hontiveros, and Senate Minority Leader Tito Soto, signed a resolution urging the Supreme Court to reconsider its ruling. According to Pangilinan, the House followed the Francisco ruling, so the process should be valid. If the court wants to change the interpretation, it should only apply to future cases, not retroactively. Former Senate President Franklin Drilon gave a strong critique, saying, "This was judicial overreach. The court should not have interfered with the impeachment process, which clearly belongs to Congress. Yes, they can amend their rules, but that should be for future application, not to erase what has already happened." Manila 3rd District Representative Joel Chua argued that it wasn't only Vice President Duterte who was denied due process. He said, "The Filipino people themselves were stripped of their voice. Even the impeachment court was denied the opportunity to hear the evidence. How can that be just?" Legal experts from the University of the Philippines College of Law also raised concerns, warning that this decision could weaken political accountability in the country. If this becomes the new standard, what public official will fear doing wrong? Retired Supreme Court Senior Associate Justice Antonio Carpio pointed to the broader implications. He said, "With this ruling, the court has essentially voided the impeachment proceedings, not just against Vice President Duterte, but even the cases of former President Estrada and the late Chief Justice Corona. This is a major setback in our history of accountability." As voices from various sectors grow louder, the call is clear. Reopen the case. Hold those in power accountable, if warranted, and don't let technicalities shield authority from the truth. Representative Chua's statement echoes the sentiment of many. This is justice for every Filipino. It's not about being for or against one person. It's about standing for the rule of law and the principles of our Constitution. In times like these, it's worth remembering what Robert F. Kennedy once said. Each time a man stands up for an ideal, he sends forth a tiny ripple of hope. It's time we send a wave, a powerful surge for truth, for justice, and for the nation. Like, share, comment, and subscribe to AngKampanero, Voice of Truth, Sound of History. Thank you to all our new subscribers, and to everyone who continues to watch our videos. Let's keep the bell ringing for truth, justice, and freedom.